Testament, when God said, let us make man in our image, in our likeness, and with our powers and abilities. You won't find that in any American Standard Bible or King James Bible, but it's in the original Dead Sea Scrolls. So that tells you right there you're God. And it's not mentioned in the Bible because they don't want you to know that. So,
what is channeling?
What is channeling? Well, in most cases, the channels that I have experienced, they sit in a chair and they talk and give a bunch of information. But they don't get up and walk around. They don't interact. That's been my experience with channelers. However, when it came to Ramtha, that was not so. Ramtha would get up, walk around, hug people, talk to them, interact with them. The same thing with my father. He does exactly the same thing.
What is your father's name?
Zora.
Are we going to meet your father?
Yes, you are.
Whenever you're ready.
Okay.
You want to take a break first?
It's up to you.
Okay, I'm good.
You want to take a break? Okay, good. All right.
We'll talk to you later, dear.
Yeah, right.
Get some rest.
So you want to
Have
describe,
fun.
before you go in, you want to describe the process you're going through? And
I am
what we're
basically,
about to see.
what I am doing is I am giving up myself to my Father. He is going to be coming into me, and I'm going to be going into him. Where he is, I will be. Where I am, he will be.
When you go there and you come back, do you remember what you did when you were over there?
Yeah. When I'm over there.
But when you come back?
When I come back, I don't know hardly anything of what took place here. I need to be filled in on it.
Yeah, so when he comes back, you could ask him.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll ask Zora where he's been and what he's doing.
Yeah. Well, I have a hunch I'm going to be at the North Pole. I think. That's my guess.
Okay.
Of course, that's not set in stone. I might end up on the back of a pterodactyl or a T-Rex or something like that.
Yeah, so is this pterodactyl? Can you bungee jump after pterodactyl? Can you do that?
Bungee jump off of a pterodactyl? I don't think you can
I would
turn.
like that.
I don't think he likes something hanging down from him.
No.
But anyway, so I'm going to be quiet here for a moment and allow him to come forth. I do go through a change. My breathing gets heavier, I'm sure, and my countenance changes. I start talking with an accent, which I don't normally do, but yet there it is. Well, you'll see. Indeed.
Hello.
And how be you?
I'm well. You're, just so you know, you're on camera. We're doing an interview with Billy. Billy's gone. You're here now.
Indeed.
We wanted to ask you some questions. Just was curious about Billy's upbringing.
Upbringing?
Yes. Can you tell us a bit about how he came to be selected for coming to the surface?
We needed what would be termed as ambassadors to come to the surface, to give forth what was to be termed as the message that was given to Rear Admiral Richard Evelyn Byrd to give to the surface world, which he was prevented from doing as far as the military was concerned. And so Billy and his sister was asked to do so. And first they asked me, and I said, I will ask and see. And we did. We asked them and they agreed.
I understand that the measurement of age
What
on
age is an illusion,
on the surface is different from what it is in hollow earth.
of
You
course,
speak of trips around the sun.
indeed.
How many trips around the sun were Billy and his sister by the time that you asked them to become ambassadors?
Would have been 1800, exactly,
1800 exactly.
indeed. They were twins, and they were identical.
Okay. I understand they were deposited on the surface.
Indeed they were.
Who did that?
That was done by a delegation that we sent forth to take them to the surface. It was done by aeroship, elusive aeroship. The vessel appeared in what would be termed as over the skies of Texas, and it was in the middle of the night, and they were deposited in a city park, garbage receptacle, and also we watched over them to make sure that they were discovered,
Okay.
at which time the vessel that was waiting in the cloud departed.
Were you there in the delegation?
No, I was in doing my North Polar opening observation.
Is that what you were doing before you arrived just now?
Indeed, I was.
Is that where Billy is now?
That is where he is now.
So you have a recollection, you can remember what you were doing just before you got here.
Indeed.
Is it ever an interruption in what you're doing when Billy calls on you?
An interruption?
Sure, maybe you have something that you need to finish.
No, it is a joy.
Yeah, okay. All right, so, you know, people get busy, they get involved in things, and it just seems, it could be possible that you're not available. Has that ever happened?
Very seldom.
Okay. When Billy comes back,
Indeed.
will he remember having been over there?
Indeed.
Will he remember what he was doing?
Indeed.
So when he comes back, I can ask him.
Of course.
I shall. I'll ask you a question I asked Billy.
Indeed.
What kind of legacy do you want to leave behind?
A legacy I'm leaving behind?
Yes, what kind of a legacy?
I am not leaving behind a legacy. I will be continuing on. I will be speaking forth through another individual.
Okay.
I will not be leaving any legacy.
So when you say you're speaking forth from another individual, you're talking about somebody else
Channeling through them.
channeling. Okay. When that person is channeling you, or you're being channeled through them,
Indeed.
that should be interesting to see. So I'd like to make some comparisons. So I'm just wondering, have you started this yet? Have you started being channeled through this other person?
He has not agreed to do it yet.
Aha.
That would be Peter.
Okay. Interesting. Is it a skill that anybody can do?
If they give over of themselves and to allow it, then it can be done. The problem is that many peoples are very skeptical. Many peoples are very untrusting. So the object is to find someone who is ready.
Mm-hmm.
to channel.
Is there anything you wish to share with us right now, as long as I've got the camera rolling?
What would you wish to know?
Anything you wish to share?
Billy is quite unique in that his metabolism is different than yours. Billy has what would be termed as two hearts. Billy has also what is termed as no blood type at all. His blood can be given to anyone, and it will act accordingly and sufficiently in their body.
O blood type?
Hmm?
Was it? What did you say? O or no?
No.
No blood.
Blood type.
Well, that's interesting.
Indeed, it is.
Since when they give you your dog tags when you go in the military, they've got to type your blood.
Mm.
How does that work for him? So if he's ever injured,
It was no blood type.
no blood type, really
It even stated it on the dog tags. No blood type.
interesting.
Unknown.
Unknown.
Indeed.
Okay. Anything else you wish to share with us?
Well, it has been pretty well covered, I believe.
Okay.
However, you are God. And you know this to be true. You do not feel it now, but you will in the near future.
Can we look forward to a reunion?
A reunion
Mhm.
of whom?
Inner Earth, Hollow Earth peoples with the surface peoples?
That is the purpose for the Agarthians coming to the surface. They are preparing the way for us to come to the surface. Your surface at this time is too toxic for the Hollow Earthians to come.
So is the idea for them to come to the surface?
Indeed.
Do they all want to come to the surface?
We are, because we are your brothers and sisters, and it is time for a reunion
To reunite the family?
to reunite the worlds
Mm-hmm.
into one united planet.
Polar openings.
And what about them?
We have one in the north.
You have one in north and one in south.
The southernmost one,
Antarctica.
Antarctica, can't be viewed from the internet, Google Earth. The whole continent is obscured. I've read that there are some stories of the Nazis who used submarines to go underneath the continent. Are you aware of these entrances?
There are no entrances in what would be termed under the continent. You do have waterways through the ice that go into the entrances of the South Polar opening. At the time of Olaf Jensen, in the book called The Smoky God, Antarctica was not as immense as it is now. There were open waterways. I can show you, if you see a map, I can show you where the waterways were. So Olaf Jensen was able to sail his sloop, or sailing vessel, out through the polar opening, and to go home. But unfortunately, there was a mishap, and the sloop was destroyed. The father perished, but the son, Olaf Jensen, survived on what is termed as an ice pack, deposited on one. Now, because of the different temperatures, the drop in temperatures, those waterways are filled in. However, what you term as global warming is not global warming. It is us melting the ice around the openings so there can be contact with the outer world. It is not global warming. It is a planned event. We must open the waterways so you can bring your vessels, such as your cruise ships and things of this nature, into Hollow Earth. So what we are doing, we are melting the ice in one area, open the waterway up, and refreeze it against the far side, creating a waterway that is free of ice. And you term it global warming.
So there's no undercontinent passage to get to Hollow Earth.
Not through the Antarctic, no.
Is there a place in Hollow Earth called Agartha?
Hollow Earth, Agartha, is, in actuality, is a subterranean city. It is located beneath the continent, or the city, or the landmass known as Tibet. To gain entrance to this Agartha, you must go through what is termed a waterfall. You go behind it. And it's not too far from the capital of Tibet. There's a waterfall. You go behind the waterfall into a cave. Goes down at a little less than a 45-degree angle, going down. You get down to the bottom, you come to a great door with a symbol on the door, the symbol of Lemuria. And you, on that symbol, you put your hand upon it, it will open for you, if your heart and mind are in the right place. That is how you gain entrance to our world. You must be emotionally, from heart, ready. Through what is termed as your mind and vibration must be at a certain level, and you will be accepted. But most people on the surface are not ready.
Billy talks about going home.
Indeed.
You expecting to see him soon?
Indeed.
Has he completed his mission?
Almost.
What's left to do?
He has a few more meetings to go to.
What kind of meetings?
Speaking places, places to give forth knowledge to the masses.
I don't have any more questions, actually. So.
One place would be Hawaii.
Go ahead. Fine.
You could ask Zora, ask him to talk about himself. You've asked plenty of questions about Billy.
Yeah.
And what would you like to know about me?
How old are you?
How old am I?
How many trips around the sun?
Well, if you go by way of Earth years, I would be termed as 150,000 trips around the sun. And that is only in Hollow Earth. Does not count before.
Okay, so that implies that you haven't always been in Hollow Earth.
No,
Where were you before?
on the planet of Lemur.
Lemur's a planet. Where's Lemur?
You term it Numeru.
Nibiru.
Neberu.
Okay.
The true name is Lemur.
Is it part of a system of planets around a
It is
star?
on an elliptical orbit through your solar system.
Okay. So I've heard this story from Sitchin, Zachariah Sitchin. 3,600-year orbit, is that accurate?
That is accurate.
Where is it now?
on its way back in again.
Is it within the solar system?
Not yet.
When will it arrive?
When it arrives.
What's it like on Nibiru or Lemur?
Lemur, wondrous place. It is much larger than your planet Earth. When it comes through, it will have a gravitational force that will cause upheaval upon the face of this planet, but not as drastic as they are foretelling, because the people of Lemur have the ability to lessen the effects of their planet upon other heavenly bodies. They have this ability to buffer the effects. The planet is very green. There are no deserts. It has a gentle rainfall, not harsh like it is on the surface. It is a wondrous place to be. The inhabitants are quite large in height. The atmosphere is pure. The oceans are pure. There are many races living upon it, besides Lemurian, from other star systems. And we are anxiously awaiting its return.
Does it have any moons?
2.
Is it orbiting a star?
Hmm?
Is it a rogue planet or is it in a system?
It is going through an elliptical orbit through your Milky Way system.
As one planet with 2 moons?
Hmm?
Or is it one planet with 2 moons that is also going around a star?
Around the center of your galaxy, your Milky Way.
One planet and 2 moons?
Mm-hmm.
That's all there is to the inbound planet?
Pretty much, yes.
Doesn't it get cold there?
No.
Out in space? Just no sun? No star that it's revolving around?
Why would it be?
Yeah, I'm thinking from the perspective of Earth and the many other solar systems that have planets revolving around
The
star.
peoples that are on the planet give forth all the heat they need.
So there's no star.
No star. None needed.
Interesting.
Indeed.
How long were you on that planet before you came here?
A long time.
The cycles would be measured differently, I'd imagine. So we talk about cycles around the sun.
Well, see, there is no time.
Mm-hmm.
Time is an illusion. On the surface, you gauge time in years because of the seasons, things of this nature. But on Lemur, there is no seasons. It is all tropical all the time.
So what did you do on Lemur?
What did I do on Lemur? Well, I was what is termed as a lover of nature.
And here you are on Earth,
Indeed.
in Hollow Earth, still a lover of nature?
Of course, but I'm also monitoring what is termed as your North Polar opening.
Are you
to
also,
allow or disallow peoples to come in.
that's your primary function up there in the
Indeed,
North Pole?
indeed.
Does it get boring?
No, it is a joy.
What do you like most about watching the North Pole opening?
To see the peoples that are ready to come, and what they are going through to get there.
Are there people who are coming in now
Indeed,
and they're allowed in?
indeed,
How are they coming in?
by trying.
Trying. Are they walking?
No, not walking,
Okay. Are they driving?
not driving either.
Flying?
Some,
Okay. Airplanes?
yes, and also aeroships.
Do you ever have any stuff just kind of falls out of orbit into the hole?
A bit. Satellites, occasional aircraft.
What do you do with that stuff once it comes in?
Depends on the situation.
Seems like an aircraft coming in would represent pollution since you don't use any petro.
It is dealt with.
Okay. Are there those who attempt to come in that you don't want to come in?
Those that are not ready to come in do not see the opening.
Is that by something that you're doing from your craft?
It's a holographic image of clouds. Weather. Most of the time it is cloud covered, obscured.
How do you determine whether somebody's ready to come in?
It is in through their heart.
So you can sense this?
Indeed.
What kind of range do you have on that kind of ability?
Range unlimited.
So they could be coming toward it, and you'll know they're coming?
Indeed.
Does everybody in Hollow Earth have that capability?
If they desire, yes.
Just have to tune into it?
Of course. Soon you will realize that you can do the same. Remember, you're not limited beings. You are unlimited.
I have the brain strain.
The only limitations you have are the ones you put upon yourself.
Mhm.
And you have a brain strain freeze.
Brain strain for now, just a brain strain. I've been going for a few hours, so no, I'm really right now. I can't think of anything. I've got you here. A lot of the questions seem rather petty, but
Indeed.
people want to know. It's the kind of thing. So when you come up with, you come here and you're delivering a message, then I try to think of the kinds of things that people might ask as they're listening to the message. And these are the kinds of things I'm coming up with. So
Indeed.
I've got nothing else. I'm at that point. I've hit the wall.
Hit the wall.
I've hit the wall. Let me look in my book. I don't know what else to ask. Oh my God.
I find that quite a lot.
Yeah.
You get many people wanting to ask questions, but when it comes down to asking the questions, they lose it.
Yeah, but I've been talking to Billy for a couple hours too.
Indeed.
You
Yeah.
could talk about Hollow Earth.
Yeah.
What Hollow Earth is like and what is life like?
What is life like in Hollow Earth?
And with the children, what do they do? What is family time like?
They are not limited. They are allowed to express themselves. They're allowed to be creative. They are not stagnated as they are on the surface. They are creative. They are inquisitive. questioning everything, which is understandable, but
When,
like they question who they are, what their purpose is.
when do they start to ask that, since they're very evolved anyways and they're fifth
Indeed.
dimensional? And we also know that the pregnancy period is up.
The pregnancy period.
We could talk about conception,